to post it. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, welcome. Coach Borino on Tuesday Live, talking to you live from Washington, D.C. Nice to have you. And I'm pulling up the challenge we had. Okay, now I got it. So let me share that screen right now. And it's going to be window, Google. All right, so this is the one. Here we go. Here are some results that I wanted to share with you, just to kind of inspire you to see what's possible. So let's open up. Mr. John Davison, give or take, I had 200 conversations this weekend. That's pretty damn cool. Think about it, 200 potential prospects, or somebody they know that John talked to. That is pretty cool. Do an open house conversation with prospective buyers, but didn't count. Of course it counts. Corey Brown, 56. Absolutely fantastic. Mike, doing a home buyer class with packed room, registered so far. Excellent. Sent 3 offers out, 1 accepted, 6 homes shown. Took Saturday off spent with sister and kids. Nice to take some time off, Adam. Well done. Mr. Mike Cribbin, real estate rockstar, 39 appointments, 17 listings signed, 9 buyers agencies signed. That dude is busy, isn't he? Waldemar, 1 listing, talked to 1 FISBO, sent 1 offer, received offer of the property I listed the day before. Had 3 open houses this Avatar, very busy, 120 just from open houses. Look at that. 120 people just from an open house. How cool is that? That is absolutely fantastic. Love that. I'm just trying to turn off that mouse so you don't have to see the mouse there. It's kind of annoying. Show cursor now. All right. Click. Very good. And Harold says, I had an open house Saturday, went to Mardi Gras, fun times. I talked to 2 hours after I exited the ballroom door to leave the building. I kept bumping into people talking about real estate. Let's open up more. I have 6 appointments as a result of that night. That's a hell of a Mardi Gras, Harold. Check that out. The next day, my wife and I were walking in the park, taking advantage of the babysitter, my sister-in-law, that spent the night. I was able to get 2 more appointments. Consequently, they invited us to another Mardi Gras ball this Friday evening. Now, why am I showing you all this? Well, first of all, the winner of the challenge is Mr. John Davison, because he posted the actual count of 200. But the reason I posted the challenge and the reason I wanted to show you is, 1, there's business out there. And sometimes all you got to do is get your butt out there, meet some people, talk to some people, be friendly, be cool, be kind. And you can connect with them. That's number 1. Number 2, you can see that there are people who need your help. There are buyers and sellers out there right now looking for a good agent, looking for an opportunity, looking for answers, looking for information. You have that. Not only do you have that information, you have the means and tools and resources to communicate that. And sometimes all you got to do is grab a cup of coffee, grab a glass of wine, grab a beer, and chat with people. We sometimes, because of the technology and overload, overcomplicate things. Yes, it's fantastic to have these resources and tools, but what if sometimes all it takes is to have one human being to another human being decent conversation? You don't have to pretend, you don't have to close, you don't have to qualify, you just have to have a conversation, a chat. That was the purpose of it. And as you see by the results, holy shit, that's pretty impressive, don't you think? That's pretty cool. So that's why I wanted to share that with you. I thought that was really awesome. Okay, so hey, Mr. Matthew Soto, the best mustache-looking dude. Hello from New Jersey, says Easy. Hi, Brianna, new here. Oh, Abder is new. Well, welcome, all the new people. Very nice to have you guys. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up, and so I can see all the comments. And we're gonna get cranking. Not cranky, but cranking. All right, so here we go. Now you should be able to see it nicely, right? There it is. All right, so if you have any questions, guys, just post it right there. Hey, Mr. Mohit, glad to be here as well. I'm glad you're here, my man. It's lovely to have you, good. So I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit further and move it a little bit this way. So it's all ready, but you can see the nice pictures, good-looking dudes. So now, several posts recently here on Rockstars have been about you having a hard time getting listings sold. What do you do if you have a nice listing, you have a seller who wants to move, can't get the sucker sold? That's what I wanted to chat with you about. We started on Saturday. If you haven't seen the video, watch it, because I'm not going to go into detail of the most important chapter or element of it, which is you need to know why the seller is selling in the first place. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? How bad do they want to move? What is their core driving emotion? You, as a counselor, as an expert, need to be expert in communicating, asking the right questions, and giving the seller the opportunity to be honest with you and tell you, here's what we're trying to do, here is why, this is why it matters to us. Now I'm going to give you probably one of the most powerful questions you need to ask your sellers. You ready? This is one of those, write me down, use it, not memorize it, but use it about the way I'm going to give it to you. It's actually really simple. You sit down with the seller, and one of the questions you must ask is, Susan, what will happen if the house doesn't sell? What will happen if the house doesn't sell? Now, there are two things you got to watch for. One is the actual answer. What will that tell you? Well, no, we got to sell. You know, my husband, Jack, he is a job transfer. We need to be in Florida in 3 months. But what you're also paying attention is to not just the information, but the emotion behind it. Because you already know, as a rock star communicator and a superstar master presenter, that the decisions they make and their behavior is driven by emotion. It will be justified and explained and validated by logic, but underneath it, the core of it is an emotion. Either a problem that they're going to solve or something that they're really excited about. And sometimes it's both, like with a job transfer. This is a shitty job, not enough pay, problem. New job down in Florida, more money, good life. Solution, passion, excitement. You with me? So you're going to ask them, you're going to look them in the eye, and you're going to ask them, what are you guys going to do if the house doesn't sell? Because if they say, well, fuck it, no big deal. We'll just rent it out. Doesn't matter. If we can't get our price, we're not selling. We're in no hurry. We can stay here for another 5 years, and it's all groovy. Red flag the size of Texas. The trick there is, though, and your ability to be the master high-status agent communicator is in understanding that many times, especially if you're dealing with a FSBO who's been hit by so many agents reciting the same Mike Ferry scripts from 1985, they're bluffing, they're hiding, they're protecting themselves. So with compassion, you have to understand that you must set up conditions, and this is another one of those important insights, where the truth can be told, where they feel safe and connected and comfortable enough with you so they can tell you the truth. They can be honest with you. Even if it means we don't want to sell. We don't have to sell. We don't care about selling. Or we do care. We just don't want to get screwed by some incompetent agent, by some salesperson who's pushing us, who's manipulating us, who's closing us. Nobody wants that. So you ask them, what will happen if it doesn't sell? What's the plan B? And just shut up. Let them talk. Let them express what's on their mind. Because there are two important points in this conversation. One, of course, you need to get clear. Can I help them? Are they my ideal clients? Are they motivated? Do I understand their core driving emotion? Is the timeline realistic? Are the conditions set so they can become my client? That's part one. But part two is they will get clear. You getting it? They will understand perfectly what is it they're trying to do, because you're going to end up with the seller sometimes where you do everything possible, you bring a phenomenal offer where you're like drooling how good that is, and they reject it. Has that ever happened to you? Happened to me. Drove me crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Some sellers would give their firstborn child for an offer like this, and you guys don't want to take it. What's going on? What's really going on is the emotions we talked about. So it's much better to get that out of the way 15 minutes into the conversation than 15 weeks into the process. Okay? So get clear, allow them to get clear. Next step in this is, once you have the clarity, is you must establish who's driving. We went out, Hannah and I, my wife and I, last week. And we took Uber, went to DC, went to theater, had dinner, it was an awesome evening. But we were running a little bit late, and the driver that was driving us, I love Uber, don't get me wrong, we get Uber a lot, because parking in DC is just really horrible. So we're driving to DC, and this dude, I knew was in trouble. For some reason, the navigation was screaming up, he was insecure, he was nervous, and we missed a turn. And the time was clicking, you know, we wanted to get to the show on time. I immediately knew this ain't no high-status driver, no Uber rock star. So we started giving him directions. Until we got to the place, everything was fine, the show was fantastic, we got there. But an interesting thing happened, and this happens during your communication and presentation with your clients. If your clients figure out you're not confident, you're not a high status agent, there is some fear, you're nervous, you're insecure, or you're not sure about the price or the marketing or your abilities, there's a confidence or self-esteem issue, they're gonna, and very often subconsciously, pick up on it immediately. They will get it. And they will try to grab that wheel, just like we in the Uber started telling them, no, turn left here, go right here, don't go there. They do the same thing, and now you're going to end up with a seller who is in control because they were trained by other salespeople, poor salespeople, that they cannot be trusted, they better get the job done themselves. And they start telling you what to do and how to do it. Same thing with the price. And if you don't set it up right at the beginning, when the interaction and communication start, it's going to be a lot harder to do it at the end, sometimes impossible. Where you try to grasp the control, you can't. Are you with me? Now, this is not about arrogance. This is not about being pushy or manipulating. But it is about clearly understanding, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I want to understand what you're trying to do. I want to understand where you're coming from. I want to get 100% clear whether I can help you, what the situation is, what the problem is, how we can solve it the best so we can put the most money in your pocket and do it within the timeline that would work for you. But before we agree to work with each other, there are a few things we need to establish. Number one, I'm driving. Not exactly the words you need to use, but the message needs to be clear. You're in control. You're in charge. That's why they're hiring you in the first place. Excuse me. That's the high status agent I'm talking about, where they gladly, happily release the control to you. Because they don't want to drive. They want to go out. They want to have fun. They want to have a glass of wine. They want somebody else to drive. That's why you're there in the first place. But the real issue and the most important element of this all is a single word. Can you guess what it is? Anybody can guess? Starts with a T, ends with a T. Trust. And of course you can't just come in and say, hey, trust me. I can be trusted. They'd be selling. Nobody wants to be sold. But that's the issue. They don't trust your abilities. They don't trust the word you say. At the beginning, they have no reason to. Because they've experienced agents who said, oh, yeah, I sold 50 homes last year. Your company did. You know what I mean? So the real issue is trust. Your number one focus at the beginning is not about selling you on your company, your experience, your abilities. It is about, one, understanding what they're trying to do, understanding them, their position, their personality, their desires, their dreams, hopes, and fears, and building trust with them. And you can do both simultaneously. The good news is, it doesn't take a whole lot. This is not like hours and hours of them sitting on the couch going, well, I was a little child, oh, I wasn't hugged enough, and now I think realtors are scum. Don't need to do that. It can happen very quickly, sometimes within minutes. But without it, you're screwed. You're going to be just like everybody else because your focus will be on you, your desire, your commission, your goals, instead of them. And they will know it. They will feel it. And you're screwed. So, this is how you overcome the problem with overpriced listings or listings you cannot sell. Number one, trust. Because if they trust you 100%, if they like you, if they respect you, if you come in and says, John, Susan, the price is too high. We got a problem. It is too much. And unless we adjust the price, the sucker's not going to sell. Now, the reason you're afraid to do that is because there's not enough trust and you're worried that another agent will scoop the listing, overprice the sucker, then reduce, and get paid rather than you. Which I understand, but it's a disservice to the client. Are you with me so far? Is this all making sense? So at the beginning, when you start the communication with the prospect, your focus is strictly on trust. You make sure they like you, they trust you, they respect you, which means you let them tell you what is it that they want, their emotions, their goals, their desires, and their fears. That's how you do it. Now let's talk about the practical elements. Trust is there, systems are in place, you're ready to go, you got a listing, and you still can't move the sucker. It becomes just a matter of few steps. Don't overcomplicate the selling process. The reason you do that, not you guys, you're rock stars, but other agents, you want to overcomplicate the selling process because you want to justify the $8, $10, $15, $20,000 commission. You feel guilty about taking the money without showing how much work you do and how many gadgets and tools and marketing systems you have in place and how you want to impress the seller. I have news for you. They don't give a shit. They don't care. You know why they hired you? You know why you're there? To solve their problem. And if there was another way, if they could do it all without you, trust me, they would. Not because you're a bad person, not because you're a salesperson, because They don't want to deal with this way. But that's the only way. It's the most effective way. That's why 90% of the homes sold in the US are sold through an agent. Because it's just better. People don't prefer it, but that's how it works. You with me? So now, don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it harder than it is. One of the best things you can do to earn their trust, to earn their referrals, to earn the commission is be honest. Be honest with them. Because through honesty, you will develop more trust than any other way. There are no shortcuts, there are no tricks. And I know some other agents, some other trainers and coaches will tell you if you use this word or if you use this NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I studied NLP, I studied hypnosis. I know. Yes, short term it can be used and it can be very effective, but it's going to backfire. Long term it ain't going to work because there is no trust. It's manipulation, it's smoke and mirrors. So be honest from the beginning. And give them the opportunity to be honest back. Which means, if you screwed up and overpriced it, you tell them. If reducing the price is the only way the sucker's going to sell, you tell them. Which brings us to point number 3. These are all qualities of a rockstar agent, I'm sure. And that is, you got to be an expert. You got to be an expert. You got to know the market, you got to know days on the market, you got to know the pricing, and you got to know how much this sucker should be listed for and how much it's going to sell for. What's the average appraiser fee in your area? In my area, it's about $350 on average. If somebody who's getting paid $350 can figure out what a house is worth, trust me, you're getting paid $8,000, $10,000, should figure the same shit out. So you got to know the market, you got to be an expert. Pricing, what your competition is, what the homes are selling for, how long they're on the market before they're sold, what the offer range usual is. You got to know all that inside out. It's part of your job. That's your competence. And through competence, you're going to honestly communicate and develop trust. See how it's all connected? So you're competent, you're honest, you're trustworthy. Okay, so expert in 2 fields. One is the price. I'm going red today. You guys see it? I'm on fire. El fuego borino, el señor. Mi nombre rico suave, real estate. So, expert in pricing, that's number 1. Study the market, preview properties, see what's selling, see what's not selling, see what's pending, see what's sold recently. You've got to know it inside out. It is one of your core competencies. And number 2, marketing. Now this is the part where I say don't overthink it. What does it take to get a listing sold? Price, number 1. Number one. If you have an overpriced listing, you can forget about everything else. Price. Overpricing listings doesn't serve anyone. It is one of the biggest misservices, but biggest damages you can do to your reputation, to your ego, to your skills, to the chance of getting referrals. All that goes whoosh, down the toilet. Nobody wins. Nobody can buy the house you want to praise. No, it hurts everybody, so don't overprice listings. It comes from good presentation, good communication, and being an expert in price. So let's go back to marketing. What does get a listing sold? Price, number 1. Decent commission. Whatever you feel is a fair commission, you got to have that. And you got to have the ability through good presentation to communicate to the seller that it's in their best interest to pay whatever you feel is the right commission. What's next? Good curb appeal, especially on the outside. Bunch of people will be driving by, the sign is there, boom, I got to see a nice house. So explain to the seller that investing a little bit in landscaping, maybe painting, whatever cleanup and repairs need to be done. If the roof is shitty, get it replaced. It's not always possible, but if it's possible, get it done. Explain to them. Buyers decide within seconds whether they like a property or not. It's not a matter of hours of checklist and analysis. It's a very emotional decision. All the decisions are based on emotions. So make the appeal nice. Number 3, interior. Nice and clean. Make sure it's staged. Get a stager. Get at least a staging consultation where the seller can arrange the property and set up the property so it shows nice. Builders have been doing this for years, since day one. Why do you think they do that? Guys who are driven by nothing but a profit. If they invest money and effort into staging a model home, you should do the same. The strategy works. What's next? Nice pictures. Make sure you sell it on the pictures. Good pictures online, good pictures in the MLS. It doesn't need to be a whole bunch. When I see like 50 pictures, fuck, who needs that? You need 5, 6 really nice pictures. What do buyers look for? Exterior photo number 1, street number 2, kitchen number 3, master bathroom number 4, living room number 5. That's really all you need. Maybe a backyard if it's interesting. Don't overthink it, but get a professional to get it done. Don't go fistball on your pictures. Don't run around with your fucking iPhone taking pictures of your listings. Please don't do that. And some of the posts you guys posted here on Rockstars where you post what MLS pictures look like, it's mind-boggling that somebody has the audacity to ask for $5,000, $10,000 commission and do shit like that to the sellers. Because sellers not supposed to know. It's not their job to know. It's your job to know. So don't do that. So you got nice pictures, decent MLS description. Don't try to sell the property on the MLS. It's another big mistake I see a lot of especially amateur, newer agents or rookie agents or incompetent agents do. The agent is not going to buy it, so don't try to sell it to them. Sell the deal. Sell the deal. Make the property appealing from the agent's perspective. Next, make sure it's easy to show. Of course you're going to have lockbox. Of course there will be no restrictions. And of course make it as easy as possible and as exciting as possible to show the property. Work with the other agents. They're your allies. They're your partners. Work with them. That's all you got to do. One good open house once in a while, broker open house. That's it. That's it. You don't need fancy drone videos and you don't need 3D cameras, walkthrough shit like that. Now, if it's customary in your market, if you work high in market where that's given, that's expected, cool, do that. But don't do anything more than that. You do these things, you do them well, boom, you got an offer on the table, negotiate the sucker, get it done. That's the whole secret. If the sucker is overpriced, don't wait too long. If you're not getting showings for a week or two, it's not going to get magically better in the next 2 weeks. Sit down with the seller, go over the comps, redo the CMA to the point where you know this is the price where it's going to sell for. Got it? Is it helpful? What do you guys say? Hey, what's going on? Jan says, you're a legend, Borino. Thank you, I've been told. I've been called the godfather of real estate. I've been called Tony Robbins of real estate. I very much appreciate all those. None of them is true, but maybe a little. Rebecca, I asked what plan B was on Wednesday. They said we'll probably list with an agent. Sign the listing on Friday. Look at you. Let's give you a like, baby. I love that. That is awesome. Hello, Miss Monica. Brand new here and wanting to learn more, says Susan. Excellent. Rick Fox from Las Vegas. What a nice place to be. Hi from New York City. Hey, Federico. Hola to New York. Eric, hi, Borino. Glad to be here, says Mohit. New Jersey in the house. Zivil, Borino, have the same question. How much lower percentage of a market price should we price our listing to get multiple offers? Great question, Zivil. Where does the price need to be? There is no simple formula. What you want to look at is this, and I'm going to give you a formula. First, you're going to cringe. Next, you're going to be kind of uncomfortable, and then you're going to get it. There is no formula, percentage formula otherwise. Don't ever price your property based on square footage, by the way. Don't do per square foot, per dollar. It makes no sense. Go by one number and one number only. What is the price that the property, list price, which will cause it to sell? Now watch what I didn't say there. I didn't say what the house was worth. Because it is not about what it's worth, especially if you ask the seller. Seller's emotional attachment to it, seller will never be realistic. Don't expect them to be. They don't act logically. It's not like you're going to present a nice CMA and they go, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. Where do we sign? That never happens. There are a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of noise going on in their head. You got to be ready for it. But you must know, as a market expert, what price is it going to cost to sell? You got to know that. And it's determined just only by what is active, what do you compete with, what's recently sold, and what hasn't sold. That's all. And you look at 2 or 3 or 4 compatible properties, and as a market expert, you can pretty accurately determine this sucker needs to be priced at $475. It's going to sell for about $470. It's going to take about 45 days to get a good offer on the table. That's it. Now here's the second part to it. What price would you buy it at? What price would you buy it at? Now you go, you can't compare that. I'm not a regular buyer. I like good deals. I'm in real estate. Really? How is that any different from any other buyer? When was the last time you met a buyer who says, you know what, we need an overpriced property. We're prepared to pay a lot of money, probably more than it's worth. When was the last time that happened? Never, right? That doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. Everybody wants a good deal. Even in a hot market, the buyers want a good deal. So what's the difference between you and a buyer? There's no difference. So whatever price you would be willing to pay, chances are most buyers, that's the price they're going to be willing to pay. Now, there is a range, of course. But you need to know what that range is, how much difference, and what best list price will cause that sucker to sell. The seller expects you to. That's part of your job. And as a good agent, you will learn it. You will start seeing patterns. By studying the market, you will be able to tell $475 for that one, $395 for that one, $500,000 for that one. And you will be able to explain because. Okay? So rather than looking for some mathematical solution to it, this is not a mathematical solution. This is an expertise solution. where you go preview properties, you visit open houses, you talk to homeowners, you understand the neighborhoods, the dynamics, the schools, the crime, and everything else that impacts the value of the home. That's your job. That's one of your core competencies. We're going to spend an entire chapter of the path studying this and going over this until you're really good at this. The good news is it should only take you probably 3 or 4 weeks to really master this stuff. There's not that much to it. If you study the MLS, if you study the hot sheet, and if you go out every day and see what's out there, what's going on, preview listings, you're going to pick up on it. It's not a rocket surgery, as I say. Okay? So, Zvil, I hope that answered your question. No coffee today, did you notice? I already had 2, so I got to cut back. I don't want to go nuclear on you. All right. Good, so you guys liked the tips. Excelente. All right. What is the path? Okay, let's talk about that. Quick update on the path. Excuse me. As you know, for the last few months, I've been working on this program called The Path. It will be an ongoing monthly coaching where you and I will work closely together. It's for the first time I'm offering this type of coaching. We've done the boot camp in the past, but that was only 8 weeks. And one of the biggest obstacles we kept running with students who went through boot camp, who loved it, was just too much. It was just too much. Every week, getting together every week and studying at the pace and running your business was just a breakneck speed. So I did 2 things. I expanded the coaching. I give you a little more time so you can study at your own pace, but I added stuff to it. Because what the boot camp sorely was lacking was stuff like mindset, which is the core of your success. We spent very little on it because I wanted to cram everything I could in the 8 weeks. So the goal of the path is for you to be on track to do a listing a week, up to 50 listings in 50 weeks. That's my goal. That's all I'm going to work on with you for the next 12 months. We're going to open the registration next week on Monday. Unless you are on the VIP list, you will get an early notification. You can jump ahead, get in front of the line if you want to. So there'll be chapters released every 30 days that you're going to study at your own pace. It's going to be pre-recorded coaching sessions that I will prepare for you. Then we're going to have live sessions. I can actually show you. This is the calendar I dropped earlier. This is our coaching calendar for the entire year. And I know it's kind of bright. I don't think you can see a whole lot, but see all those red P's? Those should be our coaching sessions. We're going to jump on a call, video call on Zoom, and we're going to review. Where are you? What's working? What's not working? Where do you need help? Questions I can answer. Because the coaching sessions will come with a workbook where you're going to write down, I have this question, I want to answer this, I'm not clear on that, I need help with this. And then on the live sessions, we're going to discuss it. It's going to be a group video call where you can either call in or you can jump on your computer, any way you want to communicate with me. And we're going to talk. And I'm going to review, see what's working, do some accountability, do some reviews, and help you with whatever help you're going to need. So there'll be at least 2 every month, sometimes more. We're going to do communication clinics, confidence clinics, we're going to market reviews, we're going to do online reviews, your websites, your Facebook, and all that will be part of the path. That's all I'm going to do next year, for the next year, or at least next year. That's all I'm going to focus on is this, to work with you. Because I believe it's time for us to really crank up your game. No more this listing here and there and deal here and there. So that's opening on Monday. I am doing a webinar. We're going to post a link to it shortly. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to tell you more about it, the price. If you are a bootcamp graduate, we're going to have a special discount just for you guys. The materials you're going to get, there's a bunch of new stuff. There's a brand new program I'm putting together with my friend Lisa, who is one of the top RE/MAX agents in the world. And together, we put together a referral system for you that if you follow, you're going to generate referrals from your sphere, from your past clients, your neighbors, your friends, and all that. So that, among other things, will be a book you're going to receive. Much of the path will be 2 components, learning online and receiving something in the mail. So that's coming. I'm really excited about it. Hope you can join us. Hope you're going to come on board. So more info on that. If you are on a VIP list, this is the VIP list. It's just a simple form, and we're going to send the announcement on Friday. So if you want more about it, you're going to get it on Friday. Everybody else will get it next week. And then we're going to start. February 1st is where the first chapter will be released. We're going to start working. You're going to get a big welcome box in the mail with the book, the Path book, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And I can't wait to get going. I've been thinking and planning and working and shooting videos and preparing the chapters for you for the last, six months or so, something like that. So I'm really excited about it, and I would love for you to come on board. All right, so that's the path. Excuse me. Chip, what a good question. Let me show you what Chip is asking. Chip would like to know, what is the best way to change my mindset after a couple of tough real estate transactions that have taken the wind out of my sails? You're welcome, Zavil, by the way. What's the best way to get on track? What a good question. This business can really knock the wind out of you sometimes, can it? Sometimes even just one call to an expired listing who is rude to you just kind of goes, fuck, this sucks. So I can totally relate to that. You had tough transactions, things don't go well. How do you get back? How do you get your enthusiasm, your passion back? After a tough day of prospecting where you just plow through 100 calls and nobody answers, or you visit 3 expired listings and 2 fistballs and they all kind of slam their door at you and sicken their dog at you. That, by the way, happened to me once. Where I had the dog just chase me. I'm like, oh shit. So, you know, after you do it long enough, all kinds of crazy stuff happens to you. I had a naked lady once who opened the door when I was door knocking. So anyway, what do? I'll give you what works for me. Try some of these things and see if any of that can help you. One thing I do is I remind myself, why am I doing this in the first place? Because when we are so close to the grind, so close to the transaction or a client or an event or whatever is going on, it's so easy kind of to lose the big picture. You know what I mean? So I have to remind myself, what matters to me? Why am I doing this? And the goals I set are usually so exciting and so big, and I'm so passionate about them, and the possibility of not getting them and quitting is simply not a possibility for me. That even if these things set me back, and if these things knock the wind out of my sails, it's easier for me to look at the stuff I want, that I want to provide, and keep going. So one, let's write these down. Let me move this out of the way. You know, I just realized, you know, this is one of those erase calendars that I'm going to stick on the wall, and I planned this before sticking on the wall. As I'm going to stick on the wall, I'm going to erase all that shit. That was dumb. I didn't think of that. Shit, I'm going to have to take a picture and replan the whole thing. Damn it. I just realized it. Man, you know, because it's one of those erasable boards, you know, calendar, where we plan the whole thing, and I want to put it in my office on the wall. See? Even Borino fucks up. How is that? That is too funny. Okay. So, let me give you some points. And this will help you whether you're stuck, whether you feel like shit is not going very well, or you need to get a little boost. This is what helps. First, big dreams. Make sure your dreams are really big. Something you're really passionate about, something that really excites you. Whether it's a nice new house, like that's for us. Our dream, our big goal is we want to build this massive, beautiful house right on a lake. That's my long-term goal. Now, whether it's going to take a couple of years or a little longer, I don't know, don't care. But I know it's out there and it's coming and we're super excited. We're talking about it. Kids are building it out of Lego now, and my son Philip built it out of wood, the type of house he wants and all that. So it's been a lot of fun just to dreaming about it. That's one of our big goals. So make them big, make them really juicy, so that suddenly you put in perspective, beautiful big house or whatever it is for you. Put your kids through college, pay off completely your debt, live debt-free, invest in real estate, have a couple of nice income properties, get a new Benz, buy a new motorcycle. That's one of my second things this year. I want to get a Yamaha, release this nice new cruiser. Oh, I'm so excited about it. So you know what I mean? Set these nice, big, fun things. The secret there is, just like in our family, incorporate your family. Some of them just for you. You want to get a new nice watch, Festina or whatever? Excellent. Rolex, fantastic. Nice clothes, whatever. And then something that benefits everybody around you. That's usually your family. Your spouse, maybe your kids, your grandkids, people that matter to you. Incorporate them in your business. Make them part of the team, part of your support team and part of your fans. The squad that cheers you on. Next thing, if shit really hits the fan, take a break. Take a little break. If that means go for a little walk, take a yoga class, ride a bike, pet your dog, Go chat with your kids. That's what resets me. All I have to do is just go play with my kids, goof around and play a little tickle game with them, whatever. I feel so much better. Everything is just forgotten. So a quick reset. Now, if you can, spend a little weekend. We're going skiing for 4 days because after working on Path so intensely for the last few months, really, I need a little reset. So we're going to spend 4 days in the mountains just hanging out and, excuse me, skiing. Do the same. Take a little break. It's important. Time off. You must reset. And it's great if you're disciplined. It is great if you have work ethics. It is great if you have the drive to deliver the results you want. But it needs to be somewhat balanced. Yes, you can work 6 days a week, but there has to be at least 1 day where there's no real estate. It's time for you. It's time to exercise, meditate, do other stuff, be with your family, enjoy life a little. Because if you don't, you're going to drive that engine too hard. You're going to override it, overheat it, and you're going to crash and burn. Speaking from experience. Okay? So take a little time off. 5, evaluate. Like in your example, you had some shitty transaction, something went sideways. Evaluate, analyze. Is there something I can do better next time? Is there something I've learned from this that will allow me to be better at this next time around? Is there a lesson in there? And I can tell you, I've been at this for over 20 years. Every shit situation, every calamity, every catastrophe, and every explosion carries a lesson, carries something that makes me better, that makes me stronger, that will allow me to do better next time. Because I promise you one thing, expectations for those who think prospecting is always fun, real estate is always easy, life is walk in the park, are sadly misguided and misinformed. Nobody promised us easy. Nobody ever said real estate is going to be so easy. It's like you're going to be on the couch, you're going to post a blog post here, record a little video, and people will be storming your office to list homes with you. It doesn't work that way. Realistic expectations. You're dealing with people who are dealing in a very complicated emotional situation. For most of them, they never sold a house before, or they sold 10 years ago where everything was a lot easier and simpler. So dealing with a lot of pressure, they're dealing with a lot of stuff that they don't want to deal with. Moving and selling is usually not a fun stuff to do. And you as a counselor have to hold it together. So your expectations have to be, I want easy clients, I want nice commissions, I want this easy, but occasionally I know it's going to happen. Shit will hit the fan. That'll be like a boxer, a fighter who says, well, you know, I want to be a champion, but I don't want to get hit in the face. That's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Whenever there is a big success, a lot of money, access to the best deals out there, and a lot of competition, yes, there'll be tension. There'll be some knockouts. You're going to get knocked out. You got to expect it once in a while. And you got to have a plan in place, like these things, to reset, to get back. Next thing is, can you change something in your systems? And I mean systems in kind of a broader way. When I say systems, I mean in the way you approach a transaction, in the way you prospect, in the way you carry a dialogue, in the way you approach a for sale by owner or an expired listing or whatever circumstance caused that blowout. Is there something you can do better? Is there something that needs to be changed that you can fix? Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. There's a second part to the expectations though, and that is your mindset. And this one, ooh, I struggled with so long. This was a tough one. In my mind, I had these deep-rooted core beliefs. And we're going to spend the first 30 days on Path analyzing what your core beliefs are, what your driving beliefs are, and how they're hindering your income and your progress. I wrote the entire book on it. You're going to get it. What is your mindset going in? Because my mindset was, money is hard to come by. And for years, I would carry this programming just like an operating system in your computer, that money is hard to come by. And whenever there was an opportunity for it to be easy, for it to be a lot of abundance, a lot of cash, cool deals, easy clients, I would fuck it up. I would sabotage myself. And very often, most of the time, it was unconscious. It was not intentional. It wasn't just like, okay, good morning world, let's see how I can fuck my life up. It didn't work that way. But it turned out that way. So what I had to check is, what is my mindset? How do I reset that mindset? How do I get excited again? How do I start believing money can be easy, clients can be nice, transactions can be easy, real estate can be very profitable and fun. And there are exercises, and we're going to work on it during the first lesson of Path, how to do all that. There's a whole bunch of stuff we're going to do. We're going to take care of that stupid drunken monkey that's chit-chatting in your head, that's holding you back, that's sabotaging you, that's whispering you. You're not cut out for this. It is too hard. It is too complicated. It is too competitive. There's not enough money out there. Sellers are assholes. Buyers cannot be trusted. And all that stuff that you hear over and over until you create a reality based on that. That's the mindset. Can you change your mindset? Number 9, ask for help. There are plenty of people, including me, who will be more than happy to help you. If there was a transaction that went sideways, maybe we can take a look at it, what happened. If there was a conversation that didn't go the way you'd like it to, maybe we can help you. That's why Rockstars is for, that's why I'm here for. That's why your broker is there. Not always and not everyone, but there is enough support around you if you just ask for help. Is that helpful? These 9, now I could go on more. I mean, like I said, there's a 117-page workbook called The Path that you're going to get on month 1 of The Path, where we go dive deep into all this. Because here's the thing, without the right mindset, without all these things, this can be a grind to the point where you're just going to go, you know what, I'm not cut out for this. Bullshit. That's not the real issue. It's the mindset issue. And if we can reset the mindset, just like the operating system in your computer, everything else will be a lot easier. Never easy. I'm not here to tell you real estate is easy. It's not. It is a difficult, challenging business. It requires work. It requires strength. It requires discipline. There's a whole bunch of shit you got to learn and do. But unlike a regular job, you can control your destiny, your money, your income, your life. And that's the freedom that I'll take any day, even if it means sometimes I have to put up with assholes. All right? Cool. So Chip, I hope that was helpful. All right. Amy says, you're so right. Well, thanks, Amy. Glad that resonates with you. Victoria, so true. And Pedagay. So agrees. Let me just scroll there. Pedagay says, yes, we have a day off. I'm much more effective on the days I work. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. You gotta recharge. You gotta. It's just like my computer. We have several computers here. I have a couple of big iMacs. Some of them we use for editing. We do like high-end stuff on it, videos and stuff. Those suckers need to shut down once in a while. Every few days they need to reset. They need to recharge. You need the same thing. Your brain needs to process everything, needs to reorganize. You need to recharge your batteries so that when the game time is on, it's on. Because when it's on, dude, you gotta be on. Listing presentation, that's your Super Bowl. That's where the money's on the line. There's no second place. It's either ring or no ring. This business is a binary business. It's a binary business. That means you either got it or you didn't. Either you got the listing or you didn't. Either you got the property sold or you didn't. Either you got paid or you didn't. There's no second place, silver medal. There are no cute trophies for showing up. This is for you, little Timmy. Thanks for playing. No. And yes, the sellers will blow smoke up your ass and they will tell you things like, well, we liked you very much. You were very nice. You were one of our most favorite agents, but we went with the other guy. Whatever follows doesn't matter. You didn't get it. It's either 1 or 0, yes or no. So when the time is to present, the time is to deliver, you deliver. You're on. You're on 100%. Yeah? Groovy. All right. Chip says this is very helpful. Good. I'm glad it's been helpful. That's what we're here for. So now, real quick, a couple of things I wanted to tell you before we wrap up today. If you're not on the VIP list of the Path, get on it. We'll send you information on Friday, how you can get early access to the whole thing. The first lesson drops on February 1st. The book is going out next week. The welcome package is going out. We're on our way to an incredible year. That's my goal, for you to crush it this year. Because as you'll see in the first chapter of Path, the goals you set, I think, are too small. And in the Path, I will explain to you, we don't have time here to do it today, that you're setting yourself up for a really tough year if your goals are not big enough. And if you think big, and if you have the right tools and resources and guidance, we can get you there. but it's time to start thinking bigger, okay? So, spring market is around the corner. Jesus Christ, we just got a Christmas tree. We were just shopping. We were just doing all that stuff you do during the holidays. January is almost over, right? Time flies. It's crazy. Spring will be here before you know it. Make sure you're ready. Be ready. You know all those people you were chasing November, December, who said we'll be ready after the holidays? They're getting ready. Now is the time to go back and revisit. Now is the time to reconnect with your sphere, with your existing leads, with all the old leads that you lost track and lost contact with, and start generating leads like a mofo. Because if you do it now, and if you do it not even well, just good enough, you can have an incredible spring, an incredible summer. Because the window is about 90 days, right? From the time you secure to the time you put it on the market, to the time you market it, get sold, and get paid, you're looking at about a 90-day window. So if you do the math right with me, 90 days is 3 months. We're in April, spring market, hot times. Make sense? So get your act together, get it together. You're going to need some lead generation systems. By the way, those of you guys who just came on board, who got the Expired Plus and all those, welcome. I'm really thrilled you're here. Get a CRM in place, load those leads up, and start hitting it hard. Start working it. It is not about pestering people. That's not what a good follow-up or good lead management is. It is about making sure that when they are ready, you're the #1 choice. They know who you are, they know what you do, they know how to get in touch with you, and they know they can trust you. Ah, that word again, trust. Shit, there he goes again. How do I make them trust me? I'll show you. I'll teach you, okay? Be ready for it. Be ready for it. Now, what I want you to do is, rather than building this monster plan that has 174 steps and it requires 17 systems and it's going to cost you $700 a month, set up a 7-day plan, simple 7-day plan. What do I have to focus on? And your focus should only be on about 3 things a day. Because if you accomplish 3 really productive, really profitable things every single day, you're going to have a good business. The rest is admin, it's noise, it's distractions, it's bullshit. Get 3 really productive things done every single day, you're golden. That's all it's going to take. That's all you got to do. But get those 3 suckers done every single day. Now what they are, you need to decide based on your goals, based on your market, based on your plan. But I can tell you right now, it's got to have, most of it has to do with lead generation. Lead generation and follow-up, those are 2 critical elements you got to have in place. Okay? Cool. All right, Monica says, some FISBOs say they signed the listing with another agent because the agent made them sign, twisted their arm, but would have rather worked with me. How do you combat that? You can't. You can't. Once they sign with somebody else, it's over. Now, what you can do, and I appreciate you saying this, Monica, is analyze, evaluate. Because it wasn't about agent twisting their arm. That's how they explain it. That's how they logically justify it. What really happened was they liked and trust the other agent more. Every single time. Every listing you ever lose, you lose for that reason and that reason only. They liked and respected and trusted the other agent more than you. They will not tell you this. They don't know how to explain it because it's an emotional, not a rational decision. They will tell you these kind of things. Well, the other agent did this, or they offered us discount, or they have a bigger company, they have a bigger marketing budget that sold a house down the street. Those are just logical explanations. They don't have the connection to the real reason, because the real reason is always the same. It's emotion. They didn't like you as much as the other agent. They didn't trust you as much as the other agent. They didn't respect you as much as the other agent. So go back to the beginning of our session today to figure out, how do I build the trust from the beginning? How do you develop that kind of connection and relationship so when the time comes for them to decide, you're their choice? See, in their mind, the other agent was more competent, was a better choice. They liked the other agent better. You need to communicate a high-status agent-level communication and demonstrate your expertise and your competence without selling it and without being pushy, salesy, or sleazy, or low-status, like me. That's the goal. That's what you need to do. That's what the high status is all about. Now, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but there'll be a chapter in the path where we're going to work just on that. Because it's critical. Because you can do all the prospecting in the world. You can have all the lead generation system in the world. You can run all the Facebook ads in the world. If at the end, you cannot develop this kind of level of trust and connection where they say yes to you, it's all worthless. You cannot walk into your bank and says, Mr. Banker, I'm here to pay my mortgage this month and I have to pay in leads. Don't work that way. It'll be like Bitcoin pretty soon, right? You know what I mean? Dollars. Measure the success or failure of your business only with dollars. We kicked a lot of people out of Rockstars recently who were promoting their online consulting business. You know why I kicked them out? Number one, of course, you're not allowed to promote your business there. Number two, the claims they were making were misleading because what they tried to sell you on is, oh, we got you 10,000 leads. Well, so what? Think about it this way. You are a lead. I am a lead. Think about it. Let's say I have a house, market value, fair market value is $500,000, $500,000. I come to you and says, you can have this for $300,000. Would you buy it? Of course. Which makes you a lead, a buyer. If there's a right deal out there, you jump on it. Every single one of you would figure out a way to buy it. No? Why? Fuck me, $200,000 profit, of course I'd buy it. Let's flip it around. Let's say you live in a house that's fair market value of $500,000. And let's say I come in with a cash offer for $750,000. Would you sell? Of course you would. That makes you a seller. Everybody is a lead. Everybody is a potential buyer and a seller. The question is, what is your core driving emotion and motivation that makes you a motivated lead? That's the difference. And even the lead itself is worthless until you turn it into dollars and commission. So my recommendation to you is measure the success by number of transactions closed and number of dollars earned. That's it. Because if you spend $2,000 on Facebook ads, and if the profit of that campaign generated $2,000, you're breaking even. What's the point? Are you with me? So don't get bamboozled by leads alone. Yes, that's where your business begins. You got to start with leads. But if it's going to take 2 years to convert lead into a client, you're screwed. You don't have 2 years not to get paid. You need something now. And hence the reason I teach you, do expireds, do referrals, do for sale by owners. Yes, do online too, cool, and I will teach you. But it cannot be your core lead generation system because the window is so big. It's about 400 days right now. From the time you get a Facebook lead on average, that's what you guys report to me. It takes on average 400 days till you get paid. That's a long time. Where for sale by owner, according to FSBR, 31 days on the market list with an agent. You tell me which one is better. And the reason many agents don't do for sale by owner is not because they're bad listings. They're awesome. They're fantastic prospects. They don't know how. Guy like me has to come in and teach you, and I'd be happy to. All right, my friends, I think our time is up. Valuable information. Who said that? I did. Edward. Hey, what's up, Edward? Newman, Georgia, checking in. Excellent. All right, guys. So, I think I covered quite a bit today for you, right? Enjoyed it? Was it helpful? Cool. So here's what we're going to do next. If you haven't jumped on Path, fill out the form. If you want to be on the waiting list, if you're considering coming on board, we're going to send you some more information about it Friday. We're going to have a two-part webinar that's coming Monday and Wednesday next week. I'm going to be talking about the Path during the webinar. We're going to open registration. You can come on board. The lessons will start and the process will start. The Path will officially start on, I think it's Wednesday, February 1st. We'd love to have you there. We have only so many spots, of course. It's not for everybody. I understand that. And it is not a silver bullet. You know what I mean? This is not a magic answer that will magically make you phenomenal, magic anything. It's going to require work. But if you're willing to work, and if you want me to help you, if you want us to become partners, I'd like you to come on board. I want to become a partner in your business. I want to personally help each and every one of you who says, you know what, I'm ready for big times. I'm ready for big leagues. I got what it takes with some systems and guidance and the right mindset and my discipline. We can get this done together. Está bien? Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all the questions, all the comments. Thanks for being rock stars. I really appreciate every single member of this group. You guys are awesome. I enjoyed very much teaching you all this stuff. More coming your way. Next week, we're going to see each other on Monday and Wednesday on the webinar, which I'm really excited to teach you. And then the Path opens. We're going to start. It's going to be good. Thanks for being here today. Have a terrific rest of the day and terrific rest of the week. I'll talk to you real soon. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get them. Let's go get those dreams, those listings. Let's go get some clients who need your help. I'll talk to you soon. Coach Borino signing off. Bye, everybody.